Let me give you, are you ready for some facts and figures? I mean, for the hard facts and figures of our economy today in this country and worldwide. The Arab Spring took place, and you had young people riot. One of the things that really amazed me about Egypt and a lot of these countries, these Arab countries in the Middle East, was the age of the population and how young people were and are in these countries. But here are the hard facts and realities of the world in which we live. And you can write down these numbers if you want. And you can pass along this information because it's frightening. There are 7 billion people on planet Earth. There are 5 billion people that are the age of 15 and above. Of that 5 billion people, 3 billion are interested in working. As we sit here today on October 1st of 2011, there are 1.2 billion jobs on the planet, worldwide. Just rounded off. There are 3 people going for every one job. That is the reality of our economy today. I mean, that just puts it into perspective. The person that told me this, and he's a financial guy, and I went back, I was at a meeting, and I came back to the office, and I looked it up, and I was like, holy crap, he's right. That is our world economy in some simple numbers. Have a jobs bill that, pass this bill. Pass this bill. A couple of weeks ago, I brought up the point about our decrepit bridge. And I was just wondering, and, when the president came to Cincinnati to make his pass this bill speech, and what did I call it? The Brent Spence address to the nation. I was just wondering if they were going to use U.S.-made steel. Or they were going to have the steel made for the bridge, if they ever build it, the new bridge, made in China. Like the steel that's being used to build a bridge in San Francisco right now. Part of this jobs bill is to prohibit a discrimination against people that are unemployed. Now, there's an old phrase that, it's easier to get a job when you have a job. I'm sure you've heard that. And, really through my entire work career, that's been, I'm so fed up with working, insert place here. And, it's better to have a job. It's easier to get a job if you're employed. And that holds true today. However, the proposal states an unlawful employment practice if a business with 15 or more employees refuse to hire a person because of an individual's status as unemployed. Now, here's what's going to happen on this. People are going to go in and apply for a job. Let's say you have work experience working clerk, service industry. Maybe you work at a fast food restaurant. You work at Walmart. You're a clerk, and you walk into a hospital and you apply for a job as a surgical technician. You don't have the qualifications for the gig. And there are going to be people that know that. They're going to apply for the job, and then they're going to walk out of the place, and the first call they're going to make is to their friendly neighborhood lawyer. And the lawyer is going to sue that employer for not giving them a fair access to that position. And the basis of the case is all going to be because that person may be unemployed. So with this jobs bill, what this does, and this provision in the jobs bill, it does ensure work for a certain segment of the population. Attorneys. thinking it through, right? So attorneys will have more opportunity to file discrimination claims against employers. And here is another issue where people, when you look at businesses, 15 employees or above. I mean, what do they consider a small business? 200 and below, isn't it? I mean, there are so many people that have made they have an entrepreneurial spirit, that have made an investment into opening their own company. Certainly 15 people that have 15 employees. I mean, it's a small business. And they don't have it's not like a hospital, or it's not like, and I know the example I gave was an extreme example, but it's not like Procter & Gamble. It's not like Cintas or Convergys or a big company, Duke Energy, that may be here in our community. How does a small business owner fight against these nuisance lawsuits, which if this bill goes into law, will indeed happen? It's another regulation and another opportunity for a small business owner to go bankrupt. That's what this does. I mean, short-sighted. And the people that come up with these proposals, not thinking it through. Come on, people. Think it through. The results of something like this are so obvious. I'm Darryl Parks, 513-749-7000, 1-800-THE-BIG-1, pound 700 on the new AT&T. We will continue. 700 WLW. WLW, Darryl Parks. Here on the big one. Ray is in Hamilton. I guess UC's getting escorted up to Miami right now. Give me a report there, Ray.
Yeah, just seen the Bearcat buses coming through Hamilton.
Yeah.
Cruising about 40 mile an hour through a 25 zone. 3 buses with 6 county cruisers. I guess they're heading towards Miami University.
Correct. Today is the 116th playing of that game for the victory bell.
Why didn't they leave early so they wouldn't have to fly through Hamilton then?
So they're going, what do you say, 40 miles an hour through a 25?
Yeah, about a 25 zone.
Did the police cruisers there, the cars have their flashing lights on?
Sirens and lights.
No kidding. Wow. That's for the UC Bearcats. I'd expect that for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
But I guess maybe they're running late.
Well, it is a 1 o'clock kickoff this afternoon, Ray. In sports last night, the ALDS, it was the Rays over the Rangers, 9-0. Today, it's a full slate of games. You got Arizona taking on Milwaukee. You have St. Louis and Philadelphia this afternoon. The 2 night games, Tampa Bay and Texas. Detroit takes on the Tigers and the New York Yankees, and that is an 8:37 first pitch for that game. As Ray reported on there, it's Miami taking on UC today at Yager Stadium in Oxford. Our coverage starts at 12:06. Got Mo Egger standing by with Sports Talk, and then the kickoff is at 1 o'clock at Yager Stadium. And what else is going on? Ohio State takes on Michigan State today at Ohio Stadium, 3:30 the kickoff. Louisville at Marshall. You have Kentucky at LSU. And tomorrow, Buffalo Bills in town to take on the Bengals. 1 o'clock kickoff. Ken Brew has Sunday Morning Sports Talk at 9:06 tomorrow morning to kick off our coverage here on the best Bengals coverage, 700 WLW. And speaking of the Bengals, I was talking about the cost of going to a game. And Sports Talk host Lance McAllister sent me another link. He said, here's the fan cost index for taking a family of 4 to an NFL game. And this is specific for the Bengals. It cost $227 in 1991, so 20 years ago. 2009, it was $397. Today, it's about $401. And they also put forth the projection. What it's going to cost to take a family of 4 to a Bengals game in the year 2019. You ready for this? And this will swear you off buying season tickets right here. You ready? Family of 4, the projection, fan cost index. 4 tickets, souvenirs, pop and beer, popcorn, hot dog. $526. Whoa. That is one expensive Sunday afternoon. 700 WLW. Doc Thompson is off Monday and Tuesday. I'll be filling in for Doc at 9:06. The resident Johnny Carson of the big one. Monday, 9:06. I'll get to Loveland Schools and the yoga pants. I have a unique perspective on this. Monday, 9:06. Skank of America Bank. And you may not do business with Skank of America Bank. However, I have some thoughts about what local banks are doing to gouge you. I will have details of that on Monday, 9:06. See here. Ron writes on my Facebook page at facebook.com/Darryl Parks. Bengals announce halftime entertainment at Paul Brown Stadium. Now, last week, if you went to the game at Paul Brown, there was no halftime entertainment. As a matter of fact, from what I understand, the NFL was honoring National Hispanic Month, and the only Hall of Fame member of the Cincinnati Bengals, Anthony Munoz, was honored in Indianapolis. Wow. Anyway, halftime entertainment. Somebody told me that Ohio State's band is playing tomorrow for the Bills and the Bengals game. So that may be true there. However, it's going to be big entertainment on the scoreboard. Press release here. I'm just skipping around here. Channel 14-2, Vice President and General Manager Les Van. Quoting, "We are delighted to work with the Cincinnati Bengals to enhance an already great game day experience at Paul Brown Stadium. Bengals Nation wants to know what is going on in the rest of the league, and we are pleased to be able to invest in the technology to provide that to the fans at PBS." Katie Blackburn, who is the Executive Vice President at the Bengals. "We're excited about the introduction of our new halftime feature, Around the League in 180 Seconds. Channel 14-2 has done a tremendous job assembling first-half highlights from other games and delivering them to the video scoreboards at Paul Brown Stadium. This partnership gives our fans the opportunity to find out what has happened in the first half of the other games and around the league." Oh, wait a minute. If you've been to another NFL stadium to see a game, maybe in Indianapolis, to see a game in St. Louis, Chicago, name the city, they're already doing that. The Bengals haven't been doing that? I guess I never noticed that. You're kidding. The halftime entertainment. Around the League in 180 seconds, and I guess, what's his name? Brad Johansson needed a gig, right? So I would venture, I will bank on it, that Brad Johansson is the one that's going to voiceover. Will he even do a camera shot? He'll do the voiceover, though. Oh, boy. Sparing no expense at Paul Brown Stadium. Well, they spent that. Well, how much that was that? All that money to buy that video replay thing? And when I looked it up, I'm an equipment geek when it comes to broadcast equipment. I looked it up. It basically is a rack-mounted computer and some control panel. And it's manufactured by a company called Grass Valley Switchers. In fact, I have a picture and a story about it on my blog. You'd have to page through, but you can find it. So they're putting it to good use, the replay computer that they bought for the scoreboards. Incredible. I made the comment earlier this hour that it's apple cider season. It is cool. It's going to be cool this weekend. Tomorrow's high is only going to be 61. Today's high is going to be only in the 50s. It's going to be cold tonight, the possibility of frost, and that puts you in the mood for apple cider. Rousters in Milford said no mas. They're closing up. Done. The weather here the last couple of years wiped out the apple crop, and it's not worth them making apple cider, so they're not selling it. I mentioned a place out on Route 8. I mentioned Hidden Valley there, just west of Lebanon, and someone else called in Westlers in New Paris, which is past Richmond. They have apple cider, and they also have apple cider slushies, which are simply outstanding. The apple cider slushies, you got to go for that. So it's apple cider season. Great opportunity to buy apples, which are delicious this time of the year, grown locally, and also have some of that apple cider. The 116th battle for the victory bell coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon as Miami takes on UC at Yager Stadium. Our coverage starts at 12:06. Mo Egger has Sports Talk, and the kickoff at 1. On the big one, the home of the best Bengals coverage and the home of the UC Bearcats. 700 WL.